It's time to feel the rage. Welcome to Film Rage, where we talk movies, current releases, coming attractions, streaming, and classic films as well. Directors and actors beware, as you cannot hide from the rage. My name is Bryce, and I'm part of the Film Rage crew, which also includes Jim. Hello, Jim.
Hey, hey.
And our own personal mailman, because he always delivers, Murray. Hello, Murray.
Yo.
Right on. So with the introductions out of the way, let's rage on.
Awesome. Oh, we had a good week last week for film. We don't have a lot on our agenda for films we saw last week because there wasn't a lot out. But we certainly got... well, you and I saw a couple of good stuff, right?
Well, we saw one. We saw two movies. We
That
saw
is true.
one
That is
good
true.
movie.
That is true. So the first one I'm going to talk about, which you've been talking about nonstop.
I couldn't shut up about it.
Like you, literally, it's like I'll pass you on the street and you'll go like, Uncut Gems.
Loved Uncut
Gems.
Mondo. Mondo.
Safety brother.
Safety brothers are the best.
Safety brothers.
They can do no wrong.
They can do some wrong.
They
but
can't do
not-
any wrong.
They can do some wrong.
I've yet to see it.
Yeah, true enough.
Excellent directors. And they're just getting started.
Yeah.
5-10 years from now.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, we got a double Safety package today.
I know. I was actually
the agenda.
super stoked about that. I didn't know about that movie. We'll get to that later.
Look at that. Jimbo actually knew something you didn't know.
Yes, it was bound to happen.
Once in a lifetime. Once in a lifetime. So let me tell you what I thought about Uncut Gems.
Yes, go ahead.
So first off, I'm going to just give it a rating. It's definitely a Mondo.
Yeah?
Yeah. You think?
No kidding.
I wouldn't say, I mean, obviously it was your number one film for last year. So
Number
it's
one with
for
a
you.
bullet.
For you, it's like super duper Mondo-rific. But for me, it was a Mondo. And one of the things I can say about, in my opinion, about this film and the Safdies in general is character development. Like, with a bullet.
Yep. They do it, and they do it well.
And you know me, like, I'm hardcore on character development.
That's your thing.
That's my thing. It's like, so the Safdies should be like my number one guy. The one negative thing I'm going to talk about this, because you and I had talked about this after I saw it with you, and the reason that I'm going to give them one little sort of negative point. As much as Adam Sandler's character, it's like the guy who can't win.
Yeah.
It had the perfect ending. That movie had the perfect ending.
It sure did.
But see, I never liked him through the whole movie. Like you softened to him a bit.
I did soften to him.
And like at about midway through the movie, and then I see Murray smiling because Murray hates Adam Sandler. So
I do.
it's like he probably was thinking the same thing as me. Is about midway through, I'm like, can someone fucking blow this guy's brains out? It's literally what the first thing that went through
See,
my
I would have
mind.
gone to see that movie.
Yeah, well, so you should actually go see this movie, Murray.
No, I
'cause
mean, someone actually blowing his brains out on
Yeah,
that
like,
would have been...
you may really enjoy this movie.
I don't know.
You may.
I don't want to give too much away, but so that was the thing for me. Like, did they develop his character beyond a word of a doubt? Yeah. Like, I don't think I've ever seen a movie, and you and I talked after that. Did you actually end up seeing The Good Mother?
No.
Okay, well, that's one you've got to see, and we can talk about that in future podcasts. But,
Yep.
you know, these movies where they develop a character that's so rich and full, like Elle was a few years ago,
Yeah.
with
amazing film.
our buddy, our creepy little buddy from Europe, Mr. Verhoeven,
Yes.
who just spins a yarn with a character like nobody. These guys, I think, nail it. And we'll talk a little bit later, obviously, about the other film we're going to talk about of theirs, which is from our streaming. But yeah, number one, Mondo.
Yep. And it's a total Mondo for
Super
me.
Mondo.
And, you know, I've said a lot about this film already. There's not really anything to add. There's actually I have one negative thing about the film, and it's dumb. But there's one time where he's asking his wife to change it to ESPN. The game was on TNT.
Yeah, what's up with that?
I know. That kind of took me out of it for about
Continuity
half a
ruins
second.
it all.
Shoot. How'd you notice that the first time you saw it? It might not have been your top 10.
Yeah. I didn't. I actually noticed it this time around. I was like, why is he wanted her to change it to ESPN? It's TNT. But other than that, I thought it was a perfect movie.
That could have. So it was 100 out of 100, but then it
now
dropped
it's only
to 99.
9.999.
Exactly.
There you go.
All right. Well, the other great movie, or I should say, great accomplishment that we made through, which actually we had talked about whether or not we should even see this.
We did talk about that.
Yeah.
It's another, remake of a remake of a remake.
Yeah.
Of a remake.
And I thought
Of a remake.
If you remember, I thought that Robert Downey could do something with this movie. Remember when I said that?
I do remember when you said that. To which I was like, all right, well, let's go see it.
Let's see if he can do it.
And yeah.
And the verdict is?
The verdict is, after 10 minutes, I was like, I probably laughed for about 5 of the 10 minutes.
It was
funny.
It was freaking hilarious. The first 5-10 minutes.
And then
the first 10 minutes.
And then the jokes got old.
The
quick.
jokes got old. There
was no story to speak of.
A lot of random scenes that really didn't move the story at all. They were just there because I guess someone thought they were funny and they weren't.
Yeah. I got the opinion. You know what I got the opinion of? I think this got killed in editing.
Possibly.
That's what I think. I think this movie was probably another half an hour longer. And there was connecting bits that...
Yeah, there seemed to be stuff missing.
Yeah, it's like the bad guy... the bad guy who's... God, he's so good. He was in... he's been in a bunch of great things. The guy that was the...
I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, are you talking about Michael Sheen?
Yeah.
Is that who the bad guy was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And...
yeah, he was in the vampire movies. The hell are they called?
Vampire movies.
Kate... what's her name? This British one.
Oh, yeah.
Beckinsale.
Yeah,
those ones.
Yeah, he's
Underworld.
That's it.
Yeah, he's also in... he was a bit part on 30 Rock, which I loved him because he was...
Oh, was he?
Also
I
in
don't know.
Dan.
I hear that's on television.
Yeah, that's a television thing.
Oh.
But hey, he's been around.
Yeah,
anyway, there's a part where they're just like, yeah, we want to send Dolittle off to save the queen, and then so he goes to save the queen, and then as soon as he leaves, the other bad guy's like, you should probably go get him and stop him from doing that. And then he just leaves, and it's just like, what?
Yep.
And then like, I don't know. There's just too many problems.
It's kind of weird because you're like, you know what? I think there was like a 2-hour script that they've condensed into 90 minutes, and I kind of thought, well, they had a 20-minute script that they extended into an hour and a half. So we have differing opinions on how that went down.
Well, but there's just pieces that are kind of missing.
There are. So now that you've said that, I'm like, yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe
probably
that's
wasn't.
what it was. Maybe
I mean,
maybe they had a 2.5-hour epic that they just said, well, this is for kids. Let's get it down to 90 minutes, or they're going to be jumping all over the place. And
yeah, I mean, the animal characters. There were some good bits of the animal characters.
Oh, they're great bits.
Yeah, like
piece of celery,
piece of celery, piece of leek,
Yeah.
And the ostrich. Great character.
Yeah. No, the animals were good. I was surprised at how entertaining. Like for those first 10 minutes, I'm like, all right, this is gonna be okay.
If
they can make me laugh a little bit the rest of the way, we're good. And then they didn't.
Yeah. So, are you thinking what I'm thinking?
I'm thinking rage.
You guys are raging about that, are you?
We're raging about it. It's rage for sure.
Who would have thought?
Yes, indeed.
Now, this one we're not going to talk much because we didn't actually see it.
No, I don't know why we're talking about it again.
Well,
In fact, someone came up to me today that listened to our podcast and mentioned this movie because we kind of raged about it already.
Yeah. Well, the reason that we're raging about it again
Wasn't the number one movie.
is because thanks, Mur, it was the number one movie at the box office, and number 2 on IMDb. This got scored like higher than a bunch of other great movies that have been out.
You're kidding.
No, I'm not kidding. Like, I think I'm just trying to pull my
7?
walking around device here.
It couldn't have got more than like a 5.5
No, I
or
think
something.
you said it was like a 7.
Oh yeah, no,
it's not a 7.
It's like
Oh, they think it's a
7.4,
7.
buddy. It's like 7.4.
7.4.
What?
Yeah.
Yep. I'm gonna tell you right now. It is what the hell's the crappy movie called? Bad Boys for Life.
Bad Boys for Life.
Yeah, I checked it beforehand.
Starring Will Smith.
And that other guy.
And Martin Lawrence.
And that other
guy.
bad actor. Yeah. Okay. So here I am on IMDb right now. 7.4 rating.
Well, maybe third time's a charm.
No, it's not.
No,
And we're
it
never
really
going to see it.
isn't.
I'm
No.
going to strike it
Nope.
from my memory that
We
it ever
have-
existed.
We have said it, and we will be sticking to that.
Yeah.
That's right.
Nobody in this room will be seeing Bad Boys for Life
Ever.
ever.
That is correct.
Ever. So that just had to be said that, as much as we hated it, I think the audience that did want to go see this,
Well, they saw it.
The general public
they,
liked
they
it. which-
apparently liked it.
There you go.
Whatever.
It happens.
Yeah.
All right, and what is coming up next?
We're talking
Ooh.
about what's coming out next week.
All right. Well,
One of them was on your
top 5.
top.
Top 5 movies I was looking
To
forward
see.
to
Yeah,
this
yeah.
year. That would be The Gentleman. Just like I said before, this is Richie's redemption movie for me. I'm hoping. Guy Ritchie, 20 years of crap. It's time to nut
step
up,
it
buddy.
20 years.
It really
Crap.
has been. It's been so bad. How can you start your career with Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels? Follow that up with Snatch. 2 of my favorite movies from those 2 years.
Yeah.
And then
And Snatched
20?
had a lot of walking around, actually.
It did indeed. I actually didn't think of that. There was a lot of walking in that movie. But yeah,
Did you know that he actually directed Aladdin?
What?
Guy
says-
Ritchie,
Guy
like the
Ritchie,
live action.
The
Aladdin?
live action one.
Really?
Supposedly it's on IMDb, so it could be a lie.
I wasn't aware of that.
I wouldn't need
I
that.
think you're right.
Well, you do strange things for money, I guess.
Although, he also did do, which I didn't hate, Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, I hated
Again,
Sherlock
again,
Holmes.
Robert Downey. Yeah, no.
I didn't hate it.
He
Oh,
wasn't.
they were awful.
Well,
I like Jude Law, so
They were just dumb.
he might have been the only good thing about the movie because, yeah, Robert Downey is not Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, it's just, yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah,
I
but
did not like those movies at
other
all.
than that, which wait a minute, he did Rock and Rolla. Not too bad.
It wasn't awful,
Yeah, there you go.
but there was
There's
that
a lot
was-
of stuff.
That was one that wasn't awful in 20
Yeah,
years.
there's
a lot of
other than that,
misfires.
there's
And it wasn't a Mondo. It was a meh.
yeah,
Yeah.
agreed. It's
So,
true.
but-
Apparently,
But as I say, it's strange that the trailer's done its job because I am super looking forward to it. I'm hoping that it's going to be a Mondo. I think it's going to be a Mondo. It's up to Guy Ritchie now.
well, he's got to pull up his socks. But you know who I'm most excited about in this movie that I haven't been excited about in a movie for a long time is Hugh Grant.
Huge the Grant.
I
I thought he retired.
I've never waned on Hugh. I know you have, and I'm not sure
He made
why.
a bunch of shit, buddy. Like
Eh.
he made a bunch of love stories that were just painful.
I thought he retired.
I'm an
from
emotional
acting.
guy.
Ugh, you're emotionally drained after watching one of those Hugh Grant movies.
I am, and
But
thankfully so.
This movie looks like he's got chops in it. Like
Yeah, no.
like,
He's
it-
playing,
it-
and he's playing a character, which
Yeah.
he's not doing his same old,
his
which he
stuttering,
his- yeah,
annoying
British
self.
snob,
his
preppy
romantic comedy,
Yeah.
stuttering, shy, but kind of,
What was that one he did? Was it
He did the one with
something about a boy, right?
yeah. About,
That was a great-
about a boy.
yeah.
That was a great-
That was
that
a
was a
great.
great-
That was a Mondo.
That was a great movie. That was a
Yes.
great movie. But I mean, he's done a bunch of crap for. He's him
Okay.
and Guy Ritchie. Maybe this is both their redemption.
There you go.
Well,
In my
redemption for
mind.
Guy Ritchie, but I'm still okay with Hugh. Hugh's okay in my books.
Well, this may be a redemption for me for him. So
Well,
that's what I gotta say.
let's hope everybody redeems themselves because I really am looking forward to this.
Open for
Yeah.
the best.
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to it too.
Right on.
The Turning.
The Turning, yeah, creepy kids and scary mansion.
Got a winner
not to
winner chicken
love?
dinner,
There
not
you
to
go.
love.
right? It's like and that kid from Stranger Things.
Yeah,
I really like him. He's-
yeah.
Like, or isn't he both in Stranger Things and in It, or is he just?
Yeah, I
in
think
It?
somebody from them was on it as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was in It, which this kid's gonna be great.
Yeah, he's off to a good start.
He's
There's no
got that
question.
moody little annoying
He's got something.
dude.
He has a good agent anyway.
Yeah,
You
well,
know what? No.
he's picking great stuff.
Yeah, no, he is picking great stuff. So let's hope he did again.
He might. If this turns out good, he may end up being on our Undoubted.
Yeah, he's got a ways to go. Stranger Things doesn't count because it's not a movie.
Yes.
Well, yeah, it's true. He's been in some pretty good movies though.
All right.
Anyway.
But has he been in 8? Remember, it's 8.
Yeah, no, he hasn't been in 8.
Well, there you go.
He's on a roll.
Don't forget the rules,
He's on
Jim.
a roll. He's on a roll.
Rules are made for a reason.
Don't remind me of the rules.
Yeah, well.
I'm gonna be heartbroken when
They
we
are
have
a
to-
little convoluted, but they're the rules nevertheless. They're what we agreed on.
Yeah, true that. Well, we have a new update to the rules coming forward here, which makes
me happy.
poor little Jimbo cry. But
Yeah,
that's my opinion.
That's the way it goes sometimes.
All right, what else we got?
We have, what the hell is that called? The Full Measure, which, I don't know. It's sort of a war movie, so I'm not super stoked, but it's mostly flashbacks and stuff. So
Yeah, and it's Vietnam War. Like, I don't know, Vietnam War. To me, it's kind of like it had its day. Like the Vietnam War was the '80s. You know, like so many great Vietnam War movies in the late '70s, early '80s.
yeah, none of them were great.
What?
Me.
The Deer Hunter was brilliant.
Deer Hunter was good.
It was brilliant.
It was pretty good.
Yeah, keep going higher.
Yeah, I didn't hate
Probably
it.
Christopher Walken's best role of all time.
Christopher Walken was very good in it.
Yeah, and the movie was very dreading. So you, of all people, should love the whole.
Maybe I need to watch it
blanket
again.
of
I've
dread.
seen it like 3 times though. I guess the fact that I've watched it 3 times might say
So,
something
yeah,
about it.
you wouldn't watch something that wasn't that dreadful. Actually, Apocalypse Now also good. Like,
Yeah.
there's
Casualties of War.
Casualties of War was man.
Yeah,
that's
actually, that was pretty
Michael
good.
J. Fox.
That's right.
That's
is on my undoubted list
that's
of all time.
That's probably one of the most disturbing war movies I've ever seen. Is Casualties
right
of
here.
War.
Sean Penn, Michael J. Fox.
Like, I'm not as big a fan of Michael J. as Merman is,
Yeah.
but I've always kind of liked him in those fun, friendly roles. For him to do something like Stuart
does-
Little
he does
and then
serious.
make Casualties of War, which like
well, I think that was by design,
That was his
obviously.
intention.
oh,
Absolutely.
totally. So So I don't know. It's got it again. It's another one of these war epics that is based on a true story, and it's like
yeah,
it's
well, and
gonna-
that's what this. I can't even remember the director's name, but
its name is Todd Robinson.
that's basically what he does. He makes war movies. He did that. The only one I've seen, other than this is actually the only one I've seen is 2013's Phantom, which was like Ed Harris in a submarine. I think he was Russian or something. It was okay.
Yeah, I'm actually not.
It was meh. I'm kind of
Yeah.
expecting this to be meh.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna rush out and see that this weekend.
Yeah, stellar cast though. I mean, Jesus, it's a stellar cast. Look at it: Sam Jackson and Christopher Plummer and Ed Harris and William Hurt, Diane Ladd, Peter
Bradley
Fonda.
Whitford.
Peter
Yeah, Bradley
Fonda's in
Whitford.
it.
Well, I'm not
Bradley
a-
Whitford, yeah.
Yeah, William Hurt. Yeah.
Yes.
Um,
So cast is
it's
awesome,
good.
but
I just don't like the American flag being rammed up my ass.
and
like
that's
it's just.
that's basically what you're gonna get with this, I'm afraid.
But it was made
Sorry.
for
They
American
better wear a
audiences.
condom. That's all I can tell
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't want to catch anything.
you. Certainly nothing from American
Like
War
that
film.
new virus that's going around.
What was that one that came out a couple of years ago with the train? It was like this movie. Like I never did see it, but it was like a commercial that these Americans were on this train in France or something, and something goes wrong.
Oh,
You know-
it's the three. It's got a number.
Yeah, what
it
is
was
it?
directed by Clint Eastwood.
Yeah, so you
Oh,
probably
yeah,
did he
okay.
really direct that?
Yeah,
Yeah, he did.
look it up.
No way.
Just
You
put
well, you
Clint
must have
Eastwood.
seen it.
And it is called.
You must have seen it.
Yeah, I did see it.
And
It was not great.
exactly, it's because the 1517 to Paris
1517 to Paris.
came
That's
out
exactly-
in 2018.
Yeah.
I guess that's the kind of movie
It
that
didn't make me rage, but it was
the idea of like it's just
Well, it was such a big deal because I guess they cast like people that were actually
yeah
on the train,
on
or
the train
something.
and
It's
stuff,
like-
which is kind of cool, but
But yeah, it wasn't great.
it was like Letters to Iwo Jima, but like off of a train.
Which they made twice.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's like we didn't get enough of this crappy movie. We're gonna do it in 2 ways.
So what's streaming this?
Well, what are we going to see this? What are we going to see this weekend? We're going to see The Gentleman, and we're going to see The Turning.
Yeah, we're seeing them both.
Yeah, we're going to see them both.
Done. It's decided.
Yep.
Thou shalt see them both.
That's correct.
All right. Well, we're now my this is my new favorite music that we play.
This music's awesome.
Which is funny because
how is this not streaming?
This is streaming. Like, this sounds like a great 70s porn. And like, if you're gonna talk streaming, I mean, we're obviously not gonna start reviewing porn films on our podcast.
Not yet, but stay tuned.
But I mean, with the music, it's kind of like it's there in presence, not in reality.
There you go.
So you saw something that I hadn't, but our good friend Lemonface is in this.
Yes, Lemonface is in it, and that for those of you that don't know who Lemonface is, you'll know very quickly and go, oh yeah, I get that. That would be Renee Zellweger and Judy.
Yeah, and this played Sif, right?
It did. Yeah, it did. I didn't catch it there. I did have to stream it, but she was quite good in it.
Lemony fresh.
She was lemony fresh. She pretty much carried the movie.
Well, it was called Judy, wasn't it?
It was called Judy, and she played Judy Garland in it. So, movie was okay though. Her performance was great. The movie was just okay. It was a typical biopic. There wasn't anything really there.
It's almost like every other, like when what's his face did Freddie Mercury?
Rami Malek.
Yeah, thank you. I thought that was probably the start of a really good wave of biopics. I really liked that movie. I thought he was great in it.
He was great in it, but I had problems with the movie because I know too much about Queen, and the timeline was ridiculous.
The timeline, but I mean, okay, so I agree. Yeah, I mean, who doesn't? If you're a Queen fan,
tying AIDS into him having AIDS, tying it into Live Aid was ridiculous.
But Live Aid performance, if you watch that, frame for frame,
it was awesome.
He did an incredible job.
There's no question he did an incredible job. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I just would have enjoyed it more had they not felt the need that they had to do it this way to make it so much more dramatic. Just tell the story. The guy's got a good story. You don't need to sit there and manufacture
I agree.
Crap.
Well, and then if we go to the other one that was its competition, I guess, was our friend Elton John.
It came out like a year.
It was almost unwatchable for me.
It was a carbon copy.
That was awful.
Yeah. I was just like, ugh. But yeah, so you're saying, Judy, what do you give it?
It's a meh. It really is. I honestly, I loved her, but it wasn't enough to give it like a Mondo. It was just meh. I thought she was great.
Did her puckering lips annoy you at all through the show?
No, it actually suited the role. It was kind of weird because she had that constant lemon face, just like she always has, puckering away, which I think might be the. It seems like that might be the end result of a lot of surgery.
Yeah, it could be, or bad surgery. Yeah.
But honestly, she was really, really, really good in it. The movie just didn't hold up. She did her best. Her best was really good. Yeah. The movie didn't hold up.
It was meh.
It was meh.
Okay, so we talked about seeing this together, but I went away when it was playing locally.
Yeah, and then I didn't make it, and then
Murray forgot about it.
And then Murray forgot about it.
I'm pretty sure I was working it.
So I was really super pumped to hear that Shudder, my which I've been trying to convince you to get for $5 a month.
Yeah, it's coming.
Put out Tammy and the T-Rex, so I got to stream that.
And how was it? Because I didn't end up seeing it.
It was crap-tastic. It was everything I was expecting it to be. The acting was completely brutal.
Well, it's got pretty boy Paul Walker in it, so it's going to be brutal. It's just what he does. Especially, he got better like 10 years into his career. And he was still awful, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
But at the beginning of his career, I mean, this kid, he only got a career period because he was a pretty boy.
He shouldn't have.
He's awful.
Nobody should have really been in this movie. It was so bad.
It's laughable.
But it was so bad. It was funny. And the gore part, like they were selling you on this, it's the director's uncut gore cut.
Right.
And there's maybe like 5 scenes where there's some gore with the with the T-Rex that's actually,
Right on.
doing stuff. But
Overall.
it was probably the best love story I saw of this last year for sure.
Excellent.
How she fell in
I
love
should
with
have
it.
a box of Kleenex with me when I watch it?
You might want to.
I might be weeping.
There was actually two reasons probably
am an
why you want a
emotional
box
guy.
of Kleenex.
I know
actually.
the one reason.
So there's a couple of scenes in there where our friend gets a little jiggy with it.
I see.
And then also the very closing scene of the movie, which in fact I might suggest you actually watch that first,
just skip
and
to
then
the
go
end.
back, skip to
There you
the
go.
end, watch the last 3 minutes,
Right.
use your half a box of Kleenex, and then go back to the beginning.
I'm going to need half a box?
Maybe,
All right.
and then go back to the beginning, and then watch it again and use the other half of the Kleenex box for something else. So
All right.
yeah. Anyway, it's worth a shot if you want a good laugh. Probably better to see with a group of people, because then
Yeah,
you can easily
I
make
would
it.
think you'd have, like, that's why I was hoping that we were going to see it in the theater with a group of people, because
Yeah.
I would imagine that it'd probably be a fun movie to watch with.
Oh yeah, it
But,
could be a drinking game movie
you know,
for sure. Like
sitting at home by yourself on the couch in the dark watching it is probably not the way you want to do
no, but yeah, I got appreciation for it.
it. Yeah, fair enough.
So the Safdie boys.
Yes, you know what? I wasn't aware that this movie existed.
You can thank me now. You can thank me.
I thank you, because it was great. Go figure. The Safdie brothers made a really good documentary. How'd that happen?
Okay, so I have a question for you.
Yes.
So back when we talked earlier about the Safdie's Uncut Gems and
Yes.
my comment specifically around these guys know how to create a character.
Mm-hmm.
They created Lenny Cook. Now, I didn't love the doc as much as you did.
I actually really liked it.
But well, it's because you're kind of warped on the Safdies.
I am not warped.
You're
I am
warped.
looking at it with an objective
You're
eye.
warped on it. But
Whatever.
what I will tell you is that it's still a Mondo for me.
Yep.
But what I want to say is that I don't know anybody that I can think from a director standpoint that can develop a character. And the way they did with this, like the biggest problem I had with this is that there was some of the direction through the evolution of this person was a bit choppy for me. But I think they still brought apart who he was as a person.
Oh, they absolutely did. Here's the other thing. Wasn't it nice to watch a documentary that was actually a documentary, not them trying to cram an opinion down your throat?
Yeah.
I think they did a good job of just stepping back.
They nailed it.
They absolutely nailed it. They showed him. They interviewed a bunch of different sides. We saw from the coach's point of view. We saw from the caretaker's point of view. We saw from we saw everybody.
What everybody thought of him. And in contrast to that, with other ones where they had, interesting comparison, because the Lucio Fulci movie,
Right.
which could have literally been the same movie, but different people. One's a famous director, the other one is a has-been basketball player.
They had a different vision for that one.
But it was a terrible vision. Anyway, there's a perfectly good contrast. You got out of this movie that Lenny Cook, who he is and what he is. And I really want to go, I think, where's he in Michigan? Is he in Michigan?
No, he was
New York?
in New York initially.
Oh, and then he kind of
then
moved out to the suburbs, like Philadelphia or
something like that.
Yeah, so I really want to go there and order a burger from him.
Right. Well, that was the whole thing. I mean, man, it's how the mighty have fallen. You go from being like the number one prospect.
Yeah.
For in the coming out of high school, and wow.
How far they fall.
And the choices we make. I mean,
how
just,
they affect
just
us.
study up, man. Go to college, and who knows what could have happened
Just
instead
do
of
it.
taking the easy money.
Yeah.
It's easy ways, usually not the good way.
It isn't. So yeah, Lenny Cook, Mondo for me. Obviously Mondo for
Cautionary tale, big time Mondo.
you. Yep. And that's Lenny Cook, and it's streaming on Apple for 99 cents. So
Bargoon.
worth
That's
the
a
99
deal.
cents. It's a deal and a half.
A deal and a half.
So I finally got to see Parasite.
About frickin' time.
I know. Well, I just kept missing it at the theaters, and I couldn't convince my fantastic wife to go see it with me. She's like, I don't want to see that. Doesn't seem too interesting for me.
So good.
Now, did this make your top 10?
Yep.
Okay.
It was number 5.
With a bullet. Okay.
Made everybody's top 10.
It didn't make my top 10.
Oh,
but
yeah,
because it was last
but
year.
no, And
Whatevs.
the reason it didn't.
Yeah, give me the reason, because I am puzzled right now.
You're puzzled.
Very much so.
That is a bit of a puzzled look you have on your face. That's it. The reason I didn't put it in my top 10, now that I've seen it, is that it didn't have as big an effect on me as I thought it was going to be. You and I talked about this, that the previews and the build up for this movie in my mind
was it a case that it was too hyped, and maybe if you didn't have all that hype, you might have been able to, or is it tough to separate those?
I can't separate it in my mind because you and me both, we both love Korean films.
Absolutely.
They have just a great spin on society and
Korean films are the best.
Super best. So don't get me wrong, this is a Mondo film for sure.
Absolutely.
It just didn't make my top 10 because they'd sold it to me like the things that are going to happen in this house are going to blow your mind. I was like, it just seemed like the people under the stairs.
I'm not sure I'm making the
Korean
connection.
style. It's like a Korean style of people under the stairs.
Not seeing it, but okay.
Okay, literally they were under the stairs.
Well, okay. You've got that going for you.
Wes Craven's rolling over in his grave. You guys stole my ideas.
Totally stole it. That's my movie.
But you know what's interesting? The director of this,
Bong Joon-ho.
Yeah, sure. He's more known for doing animation.
I didn't even know. Does he do a lot of animation?
Yeah, man.
He's done a lot of live action movies. I know he's directed just a crap ton of movies.
Yeah, well, not as many as you would think. So,
what?
But he's done. But hold on, I'll just pull this up on IMDb.
I've seen at least like 7, 8, 9, 10 of them, and I'm sure I've missed some.
Well, you know what? I'm mixing him up with another director.
I think he might be, because I think he's done like 50 movies or something ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm mixing him up. You're right. But every movie
I'm right. Oh,
that's not always. Well, he did make Snowpiercer though. That was
shocking. That
was a terrible movie.
Snowpiercer
was great.
Awesome. What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
That's probably one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
It was awesome.
A train that goes around and people are.
To be honest, that's the movie that turned me on Chris Evans. I didn't really like Chris Evans at all, but that movie, I'm like, okay.
See,
he
did The Host, which I loved.
The Host was awesome.
Yeah,
how could you not love it?
And he did
unless you're dumb.
Okja,
which was awesome.
Yeah, that was a great movie.
Okay,
that was great. But Snowpiercer was terrible. I'm sorry. For the movie that is an end of the world.
Once again, Jim, you know not of what you speak.
I know everything if I speak. I want to have people also talk about how bad Snowpiercer was in their mind.
It's not going to happen.
It's like the Road Warrior on a train, which goes around, and there was just so many holes.
You're making it sound so awesome. Yeah,
exactly.
It's so good.
It's not.
Last Mad Max, it was Fury Road. It was all rage all the time.
There you go.
Like 2 hours.
No, that was. Well, he's going to take 8 more films before he's going to make
8 more films.
Yeah.
Because I am giving that one a hard rage. Troop Zero on Amazon.
What a pleasant surprise Troop Zero was.
Yes.
It was also a festival movie.
Yes,
was
it was.
Yes,
it was actually a last-minute entrant. They they kind of squeezed it in at the end because it was getting some buzz. So they do that every year. There's 2 or 3 films that they just kind of throw in at the end. But yeah, super pleasant surprise. The characters were great. I found as the story went on, I found myself caring about them a little more.
Yeah.
And by the time I was invested in these guys,
were you bawling your eyes out like I was in the last 5 minutes?
I did not cry, but I had to swallow hard a little bit to choke back the tears.
Come on, you must have cried when she peed on stage.
No, but that was awesome.
Come on, man.
I couldn't believe that.
How could you not cry at that part? You're a soulless redhead.
I must be, but
ginger in you.
There is no ginger in me. I don't know why we keep on bringing this up.
It's because your soul is just like most gingers. Sorry, too much South Park.
At any rate.
So, you know who like, I love, okay, when we talked, we didn't put this down on our podcast, but we talked back a while ago about certain character actors, not necessarily character actors, but just Daniel Day-Lewis
Yep.
was one, and who was the other one that we talked about? The same.
In the same.
Gary
vein.
Oldman.
Gary Oldman would be
And
one. Yeah.
Jeffrey Rush.
Oh yes, Jeffrey Rush.
Okay, so when I tried to come up with a female that has the same character presence that these guys have, that they stand above everybody else when they're on. Also Michael Keaton, when they're on screen for the most part.
For the most part.
Yeah. When they're on screen, you can't look anywhere but at them. And for me, Viola Davis fits that role.
I was hoping you were going to say Viola Davis because I completely agree with that.
Yeah.
She is mesmerizing.
I can't take my eyes off her.
Yeah, and
she is the most... Okay, so we're both in agreement there. Like, we've got Viola Davis with a bullet. I don't know another female actor, and I hope people listening to the podcast, let us know who you think as a standout when they're on screen. I mean, there's a lot of great actors and actresses that we follow, but that just basically, like, you can't compare Daniel Day-Lewis and Gary Oldman and maybe we won't throw Michael Keaton in there, but
I wouldn't.
yeah, okay, so we'll take him out of that list.
I'll leave Jeffrey Rush in
yeah,
there,
but
though.
Jeffrey Rush for sure, man. Like those
Absolutely.
three with a bullet. Funny how they're all British, aren't
What's
they?
that about? I believe, yeah.
Yeah,
No,
and
it's not a coincidence.
and Viola Davis is, like, for now she's on that list.
Yeah. You know what? I can't argue with that. Viola Davis is when she's on the screen, I am completely mesmerized.
We might have to start talking about some undoubteds for that whole list of people we just made off.
Yeah, we gotta review that list again and tighten this thing up because I'm not even sure who's on it anymore.
Well, we're going to be talking a little bit about that in a little bit here.
we should probably put that on our website at some point. Actually put our undoubted list.
It's on there, buddy. You should read our website.
I should maybe go to our website.
You should probably go to our website and check it out.
Huh. That's interesting.
What do you know? It also has the rules associated with it.
Well, I knew that. I looked at that, but our undoubted list is there.
Yeah, and the rules are going to change here very shortly. So,
Yeah. All right, cool.
Okay, so we got Viola Davis, Jeffrey Rush, Gary Oldman, and who are we missing? Oh,
Daniel
Daniel
Day-Lewis.
Day-Lewis. Yeah,
Who is? Wow.
yeah.
So very very.
I think Daniel Day-Lewis is going to nail it with a bullet.
Yeah.
Viola Davis might nail it with a bullet. Gary Oldman's made a bunch of shit, and Jeffrey Rush has also made a few little shit. So
I'm not sure they're going to be undoubted.
they're naming it, but I think Viola Davis
it's a
and
shame. Gary
Daniel
Oldman
Day
has been in a few, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's been in a bunch. He does too much.
He does
too much
I just
acting.
saw something that was not good.
Yeah,
recently.
exactly. He's not going to make Undoubted, but as an actor, you can't. He's brilliant.
He's the man.
All right. Well, here's one that I saw. It was on Netflix. So wait, Troop Zero was a Mondo for me.
Mondo.
Yeah. Fire in Paradise is a doc I saw on Netflix. Did you get a chance to see it?
Nah, I watched the trailer and then
Yeah, I was glued to the set with this. This doc, like, for those of us who live in Alberta, Canada,
I would imagine it would hit home.
yeah, like, so
We-
with Fort McMurray that happened
Yep.
in here a few years ago, and you see some of the footage on there. This movie, Fire in Paradise, it's traumatizing. Like, it's one of the biggest disasters in U.S. history when it comes to fire. These people were trapped in this little town called Paradise by this fire, and some of the footage that they carried out with them and to put in this film, it was mind-blowingly scary.
Yeah.
Like, I love this doc. It's a Mondo for me, and it's not a very long one. It's only about an hour. So
yeah, you're
it's-
saying it was only about an hour. Okay.
it's worth it to see.
I will check it out.
And this is our last from our streaming, and this was one that I begged you to watch.
Yeah. So just don't interrupt me for just a second here. A Fall from Grace. So Jim let me know that he was streaming this movie, and I use that term loosely. I don't know how much of a movie it was. And I say, okay, I'll watch it. So I know nothing about it.
Wait. You can't go to there first because I started watching and I said, okay, I'm going to stream this so we can talk about it.
Yeah,
and then
no,
about
I'm getting to it. So
about 15 minutes in.
I'm getting to it.
Okay.
So the first thing I see is it's a Tyler Perry film, so I'm ready to shut it off immediately. Okay, but I keep on watching. It then has this scene before the opening credits that, to put it mildly, was poorly shot. It was just,
No, you're not getting to the point.
I'm getting
Before
to
you
it.
watch it.
Just wait. Then the opening credits start, and the second person's name that came on the credits was Felicia Rashad. So I just shut it off. I actually just shut it off at this point. But then I receive an email later that day, and it's Jim urging me to watch this as he thinks it would be a good discussion for the podcast. So I don't know about that. But it did provide me with my rage this week.
Wait, but that wasn't
But
it.
just hang on.
Okay.
So I started watching it, and 3 hours into it, I decided to see how much time was left to my surprise.
3 hours?
3 hours into it. To my surprise, 3 hours hadn't passed. Only an hour had passed, and I got one more hour of this crap to go. So I guess time really is relative.
It is pretty relative.
Yeah,
but
so
see,
thanks, Jim. Before I start raging, what did you think of that dumpster fire of a movie, my friend?
so what you're missing to convey
Okay.
is that I told us originally we should probably stream some of this stuff so that we can know when something new comes out on either Prime or Netflix or Shudder, we got to start streaming it so that we can basically talk about what's coming out new on the streaming.
Yes.
But so when I first sent that, I was saying we got to see this and we got to see Troop Zero. So okay, let's start.
So I saw Troop Zero.
Yeah, but before that even, so I'm watching it, and then about 15 minutes into it, I sent you a first message that says, "Oh my God, don't watch this. I'm taking a bullet for the team."
Yes, you did.
And then when I got to, I don't know, it was probably near the end, right?
It was actually only a little over an hour in.
Well, the movie was only an hour and a bit, but yeah, then I'm like,
it was 2 hours.
Oh, okay.
It seemed like 6.
So when I got to the one scene where she bashes his head in with the baseball bat,
which apparently was what I was watching the whole movie for, so I could see her swing a baseball bat a few times and see some guy's face look like hamburger.
It was entrapment, actually.
Yes. To which I'm going, this is why I'm watching this movie? Because I'm looking for what it must be, and I'm like, no, that was it. That was why I watched this entire movie.
Okay, so what I want to say is the feeling that you had in watching this Tyler Perry movie is the way that I felt watching Midsommar. And the only good part that happened in Midsommar was the cliff dive.
At least
scenes.
it had a good part.
Yeah, well, I thought him beating him to which I thought was to death with a baseball bat.
Yeah, don't worry about spoilers. Nobody watched this.
So when she beat him to death, supposedly to death.
Yes,
and
which by the way, I already knew did not happen. Everything's so transparent with this idiot.
You'll get to rage on that for a second, but I just have to leave you with one more little nugget.
Go ahead.
Cicely Tyson.
That is
Cicely
that
Tyson.
Is correct.
Yeah, Cicely Tyson was actually
brilliant.
She was. She was in it for like 7.5 seconds, and she was very good.
She was brilliant.
Unfortunately,
so I gave you 2 gifts.
Yeah.
3 actually. 1 was the baseball bat. Number 2 was the exact same feeling that I felt watching Midsommar. You know how I felt now. And number 3 was giving you Cicely Tyson again in a film.
So not worth it.
And that takes us to your open rage, which
it's time to rage.
Temperature rising. Vision blurring. Rage taking over.
So my open rage this week is Tyler Perry. How does this guy have a career? Let's just look at the film that I just watched, A Fall from Grace, because if I was to sit there and rage about his entire career, it would take me 7.5 days, and we just don't have the time. Here's an abbreviated list of the problems I had with this movie. First, it was just poorly shot. What is he, like, using a 10-year-old walk-around phone to film it? It looked awful. Awful. He cannot set up a shot There are shadows everywhere, and he uses completely unnatural light. Nothing looks... It's just... We're in a constant dream sequence with this guy. Everything is blue. Did you notice everything was blue?
Just like our feelings as we watch the movie.
I literally mean the color blue. Every shot has this weird blue tinge to it.
Yeah.
He uses lazy voiceovers to move his story ahead. From the first time we were introduced to the two characters, to two of the characters, I knew they were the ones responsible for this. There was no hiding it, and I knew what their relationship was.
It's because Felice Rashad's such a good actor.
Yeah, that must be what it is. And what's with his obsession with showing every dude shirtless? This is an ongoing thing in all his movies.
Yeah, well, if I had Tyler Perry's body...
No, he's not showing himself
He's got
shirtless.
A 12-pack.
Yeah,
he's got a 12-pack, so...
Anyways, his protagonist is an idiot. Would you not agree?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, how am I supposed to believe that this person with no ambition became a lawyer? She is the laziest lawyer ever.
And the worst lawyer
Oh,
ever.
my goodness gracious.
Actually, I kind of thought that was funny.
Well, I don't think it was meant to be funny, though. And unfortunately, I didn't even find... I was just annoyed by the whole proceeding. So then we get to the court scene where Grace, who's our defendant, has her hair all over the place like she's homeless. Would her lawyer not have made sure that she looks presentable at a murder trial and not like a crazy person?
Well, maybe that's what she was. She thought she was going to lose, so she was thinking maybe I'll just treat her like she's crazy.
No, that's not how it happens in real... Every person that goes to trial, they put them in a suit, they comb their hair, but not in a Tyler Perry movie. They actually look like a crazy person. Okay, and then it got just ridiculous. So we got to a montage of witness after witness taking the stand. Who are these people? Who knows?
It's a surprise.
And then at some point, someone said this, and it just blew me away. It's some of his awesome dialogue, which we'll get into a little more of it in a second. Somebody said, 45 witnesses said she did it. Who the hell are these 45 witnesses? And how the hell would they know that she did it?
Yeah, I didn't know.
It's all ridiculous. None of these witnesses saw anything.
Nobody saw nothing.
Exactly. They literally said 45 witnesses.
Except for her turncoat friend.
So the
That
dialogue
was too busy eating Jell-O.
As we've established, the dialogue in this movie's awful, just like every TP movie I have seen. Here's just one example. At one point, Grace says, "I'm educated and smart." What? It's all so ridiculous. And then we get towards the end of the movie where the ridiculousness gets turned up to an unfathomable height without totally spoiling the end, or maybe
Well,
I
you can
will.
spoil the
Yeah,
end.
who cares? Do none of these elderly folks have families?
No.
And does no one notice the fact that no one's picking up the mail?
No one.
Yeah, at one point early on in the movie, we actually see a mailbox overflowing
Yeah.
with mail. This is not something that someone at some point would notice and maybe look into.
Yeah, you would think. Yeah.
It's just so ridiculous.
That was the one where, to me, it was kind of like, okay, so let me get this straight. You're kidnapping all these old people and cashing their checks.
Yep.
And you're keeping them in your basement locked
But
up.
apparently all you're doing is pulling the checks and leaving the rest of the mail.
Yeah, but then you're thinking to yourself, okay, do they really need to be alive for this?
Well, that's the whole thing. And apparently you got no problem with killing folks. So.
Yeah, well, and to your point,
Yeah.
I'm not sure if my granny was like missing for like
I'd probably be
5
concerned.
years. I'd probably wonder where she was. And then you find out from the bank that they're cashing the checks.
So once again, why does this man have a career? And even more puzzling, why are people going to see his movies? I don't get it.
I don't know.
Rage.
That was a great rage. And I felt every ounce of that rage as I was watching that movie. And you know, do you remember what I said to you when you got mad at me for making you watch this?
I don't actually. What did you say?
This is great copy.
Yeah, that's exactly what you said, and I suppose it is, because I am pissed off.
I love it. I wanted to dial you up, buddy.
Mission accomplished.
Mission accomplished.
All right, Jim, it's time for your rage while I try to settle down here.
All right. Well, maybe this will kind of stir up the bit. This may not even be a thing for you. So obviously, you know, I hate period pieces at the best of times.
I am aware of this.
And unless it's done with a reason and that it's good, I am not going to like the movie. It's going to start off with a rage, and it's probably never going to get above a simmering rage.
I've
at all.
noticed that.
Yeah. So, my big one for me this week, and I don't know if anybody else feels this way, but when you watch a movie, and I often used to see it a lot in British films, where they were pretending they were German.
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
Yeah, and so to me, if you think about it, as we're talking here in English, we don't notice that we have an accent. We're just speaking English. So if you're supposed to be German, and they're not speaking German with, subtitles that are in English so we could understand it. They're all talking in a German accent, and badly, I might add. So I don't understand why this happens. And it happens all the time.
Yeah, it does.
It's like, and then they'll pretend that it's like,
We've got ways of making you talk.
yeah, exactly. They do have ways of making us talk. It literally makes
nothing. I
see
see
nothing.
nothing.
Yeah, but they got it. It was for comedic. Presentation. Hogan's Heroes was the epitome of it.
It was absolutely.
But that's not even it. I mean, they were actually speaking English with a German accent, which makes perfect sense.
Yes.
But for you to make a whole movie where you've got, okay, now we're speaking English, and then you've got, oh, now we're speaking German, but we're actually speaking English, so that, but because we're speaking German, we have this German accent. No, you don't have a German accent.
No, you don't.
You've got, you should be perfectly clear that we're all speaking English, because guess what? That's what we speak is English. We don't speak German, and we don't have a German accent. If you're pretending you're German, here's a perfectly good example. Now, I know, no, I'm not going to give you a perfect example of that. I think we've all seen enough movies about this to know.
We've seen it many times.
But I almost, okay, and that in my opinion, this is still the last good movie that Quentin Tarantino made. Is Inglourious Bastards.
Whatever.
And he did it perfect, because guess what he did? He made a huge Hollywood blockbuster film and had 5 languages in it.
Yes, he did.
And used subtitles, which is the way it should be done.
What a novel.
And he actually cast Germans.
He did indeed.
He cast Germans. He cast French. He cast...
Brings me back to the fact that why aren't we using subtitles more? Why do we think that the movie-going public's so dumb that they just can't put up a subtitle? I don't get it.
Yeah, well, and it's proven that obviously if Quentin Tarantino can do it and people will go see his movies.
Absolutely. Millions and millions and millions of people sheckled out some hard-earned cash to see that movie.
But back to our point earlier in the podcast about Bad Boys for Life. Right?
Bad Boys for Life. Are
there's
we talking about this again. What? Huh?
Joe Public USA apparently has problems reading stuff because maybe they're illiterate. I don't know.
All right.
And the other side of it is they just want to see stuff about themselves.
You realize about a quarter of our downloads are from the United States.
There you go.
Yeah, well, you can't help that.
I don't know that we should be insulting Joe Public USA.
Why not?
All right, well, we just did.
Yeah, you
don't know us.
Well, I'm sure the people that are listening to our podcast can understand. If they're from the US,
they should be of like mind, I would hope.
Well, we would hope that they understand that.
Otherwise, why are you listening?
Exactly. Everybody that just because you live in a certain country doesn't mean that you love everything about the film made in that country. I mean, we could talk for hours about how many crappy Canadian films that have been made.
Yeah, we could.
For hours and hours and hours.
It's getting better, though.
Yeah, no, there's some good stuff coming out. But, I mean, yeah, so to summate my rage this week, if you're going to make a movie and you're going to be in a country speaking that language and you can't cast actual real actors that speak that language,
yep,
then just speak English.
Either just speak English or do subtitles.
Or do something real.
Yeah.
That also goes from,
Don't go halfway.
I know this doesn't necessarily bleed over to it, because this may be another rage I have coming up. But when you think of
Got
casting.
some rages in the chamber.
Oh god, I got so many rages in my bullet chamber. It's not funny. But okay, so when you cast a person of Korean heritage as a Japanese or a Chinese person, or even back like when Bruce Lee was cast as Native American, this makes no sense to me. There's so many great actors all over the world
Yeah.
that
we-
you don't need to do it.
No need to stick that round
No.
peg in the square hole
Or-
when you've got a square peg that'll go into the square hole.
How about using the actors? Okay, and just to end on this note.
Yep.
But there's been a few movies of late, specifically, which I found really funny. And I know I'm going to talk about TV a little bit, but it's because we've got The Matrix coming out. So the Wachowskis are coming back in, and they were off doing Sense8 on Netflix for a while. And what really bothered me about it is that both of them are transgender.
Yep.
And they'd cast someone who isn't transgender as the key role in a transgender film. There's some great transgender actors out there. Put them in the movie. How about that?
Yep.
I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
My God. Feel the rage.
Feel the rage.
Rage subsiding. Pulse slowing. Anger fading.
Well, we're going to talk about something we've been pushing Bryce for, I don't know, it seems like forever. And that was shit or get off the pot. Is Taika Waititi on the Undoubted or is he not on the Undoubted?
Okay, let's go over it really quick. I'm not sure that he's got enough of a foundation to be on it because I don't know that I've seen 8 of his movies.
Okay,
And,
we're
and
keeping in mind.
and I'm not convinced that you have. So real quick.
I've seen them all.
So you've seen them all, even the ones where he was like Taka Cohen?
What's that from?
That's what he went by before he became Waititi. Which is actually his name.
Before
He had a
Eagle
stage
versus
name
Shark?
Before Eagle versus Shark.
Then no, I haven't.
So there you go. So,
But we can count.
No. So let's do it. 2007, Eagle versus Shark. Director, writer, actor.
Yep.
Absolute Mondo.
Yep.
2010, Boy.
Yep.
Director, writer,
Mondo.
actor. Absolute Mondo.
Yep.
2011, Green Lantern. Actor. Man.
Still a meh.
It's still a man. What We Do in the Shadows, 2014. Co-director, co-writer, actor. Absolute Mondo.
Yep.
Hunt for the Wilder People, director, writer, actor. Absolute Mondo.
Yep.
Thor Ragnarok, director, voice actor. Oh.
Mondo.
No, he directed it.
He directed it.
He
So
directed
yeah,
it too.
nope,
That's
so that
also
one's
a
good.
Mondo.
That's a Mondo. That's fine. 7
Jojo
stages
Rabbit.
to achieve eternal bliss by passing through the gateway chosen by the Holy Storch. I haven't seen it.
So?
I've never heard of it.
Have
Can't
you
say
seen it?
no.
Okay, but we have to have 8 movies that we've seen.
Jojo Rabbit.
So just a second. So Avengers Endgame, voice actor. So that doesn't count, which we're going to go
Yeah,
over
we're
here
going to
real
go in
quick.
a minute. Yeah.
And Jojo Rabbit, director, writer, actor.
Wasn't that 8? I'm pretty sure it's 8.
Absolute Mondo? Is it? Well, let's go. Eagle vs. Shark, 1. Boy, 2. Green Lantern, 3. What We Do in the Shadows, 4. Hunt for the Wilder People, 5. Thor Ragnarok, 6. We haven't seen 7 stages, so we can't say. Jojo Rabbit, 7.
Yeah, but he acted and
What?
directed in a couple of them.
You don't get double duty.
Why would you not get double duty?
So you're
if
saying he's been in like 15 then? No. You don't get, no.
So you're saying we have to hold off until we see one
We
more
need
of
to
his
see
movies?
one more. And don't get me wrong. It's undoubted that he's going to be undoubted.
Yeah.
I'm not denying that. I just can't put him
So
on the
what
list.
movie do we have to see?
I don't even know where to see it. I tried to get it
That
so that
long one.
I wanted to put him on the undoubted list.
What is it?
It's called 7 Stages to Achieve Eternal Bliss by Passing Through the Gateway Chosen by the Holy Storch.
Where is this? I don't even see it.
From
Oh, I put it in the
2000
director.
2018.
Is he acting in it?
He's just acting in it, but he's one of the lead actors from what I understand.
Okay, where is it? 7 stages to achieve.
He is in one this year. Is that the Ryan Reynolds one?
Yes,
I think
in,
so.
He's in that, or what is it, something guy.
Oh, yeah, we
the one
haven't
with
seen
the
it
game
yet.
player one that comes out this year.
7 stages to achieve eternal bliss by passing through the gateway chosen by the Holy Storch.
That's what I said.
Yeah, that.
That's a
Taco
mouthful,
was in
all
it.
I know.
Sam Huntington, Rhea.
It looks
Where
like
was this?
It looks like it'd probably be good, but I can't find it anywhere. It apparently exists. I really want to see it.
Maybe it was
Straight to
just in
video.
New Zealand, or
I don't know.
Maybe.
You know, I would think with him associated with it, it would get some sort of release. But that's
don't
the first
know.
thing that he hasn't
That's-
really directed, other than the Marvel stuff.
Yeah.
Everything else, he's director, actor, or a director, writer, actor, and like everything.
yeah,
So, anyways, I need one more movie, and then he's on.
7 stages.
All right.
Yeah.
Do you
No,
type in later?
It's not in there. It's not.
Anyway.
All right. Well, we've got a hold. Taka's on hold until we get one more
right.
movie, which if he's coming out, is he's in that one with
With Ryan Reynolds is this
the one
year.
that you were really wanting to see, right, Mer?
Yes.
All right.
He may be a Met in it, but that still qualifies.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Anyway. All right.
We still got one more thing, and this is a quick one because we're running out of time. We've been
We're
using
over.
up time like nothing.
Yeah, we're over.
Bryce, we had a super fan ask a question on social
right.
media. Give us 5 or 10 of your favorite walking around movies that
I'll
you
roll
love.
through them really quick. So walking around movies. My first one's Red, White, and Blue from 2010. It has a couple of walking sequences that are just awesome. Number 2, Stand By Me, 1986, of course. Number 3, Wild, 2014. Reese Witherspoon's best movie. Has her hiking 100 miles through the wilderness in an attempt to deal with some personal tragedy. Really good movie. Number 4, Slacker, from 1990. Richard Linklater's one-shot masterpiece. Number 5, I'm just going to lump them all together. The Before trilogy with Linklater, Sunrise, Midnight, Sunset. Ethan Hawke and Julie Delpy, Walking and Talking, really good movies. Arctic, number 6, 2018. Kind of came out here 2019.
Yeah,
I think it was one of my honorable mentions from last year. Mads Mikkelsen walking across the
he's
Arctic.
brilliant.
He was so good in it. This one I don't think you liked, but I loved. Number 7, The American from 2010. George Clooney walking around a small town in Italy. This is how watch this movie. This is how you shoot walking scenes. This is how you shoot walking scenes. Number 8, The Way Back from 2010 stars Ed Harris, Jim Sturgis, Colin Farrell traveling 4,000 miles on foot from Siberia to India. That's a lot of walking.
There's so much walking.
There was so much walking. It's so good. Number 9, just snuck onto my list because I kind of forgot about it. And I was like, you know what? I really like that movie. A Walk in the Woods from 2015. Robert Redford and Nick Nolte hiking the Appalachian Trail.
Oh, yeah.
It was really good. And number 10, but it's probably actually maybe my favorite movie on the list, is Tracks from 2013. If you get a chance to see it, awesome. Mia Wasikowska, I always mess up her name, but I think that's close. Walked 1,700 miles across the deserts of Western Australia.
Yeah, that was a
just
good track.
Fantastic
That was a
movie.
good track. And I'm going to add one that you didn't see,
Yes.
but I know you're going to love it, is
All right.
The World Before Your Feet, which is a doc.
Doc, yeah, you were telling me
which
about
you've
that
got to
earlier.
see. It's a walking movie. He walks all across New York.
All
So,
right.
I mean,
it's a walking movie I actually liked.
yeah,
There you
Murray
go.
Murray actually liked a walking movie.
The Merman liked it.
And
I am on board.
I don't like documentaries or walking.
There you go.
I like this.
So there are many more, but those are the ones that came to mind immediately. I got this on a little bit of short notice. But I'm sure I've missed some really good ones, but man, those 10 they're pretty stellar.
All right, the Murman Minute.
All right, I'm up, I guess. I make it quick because we're way over here.
Whatever.
All right.
Whatever.
Number 1 on my agenda is my cohort's favorite, the awards wrap up. It's a SAG Awards. I'm just gonna one brief thing.
Boo.
Basically, the winners: Phoenix Zellweger, Lemonface herself,
Yeah, lemon face.
and Brad Pitt and Laura Dern, which means they're probably
Freaking
all
Brad Pitt.
probably all
Brad
going to
freaking
win the
Pitt.
Oscars this year for them.
No.
And then Best Picture or the PGA
PGA, Pro Golf Association.
Producers Guild. It's still
Oh,
PGA.
yeah.
It was 1917.
Oh, well, I'm happy about that.
There you
Yeah,
go.
whatever. Fair
Okay,
enough.
number 2. Even though I broke the rules, because I'm a rule breaker.
You are.
You do.
When it comes to streaming, I don't have Netflix or Disney or Shudder or any of those other ones. What I do have
don't
is
say.
I do have 2 HBO channels and 4 Craves, and I can't find anything to watch on any of them, which is sad. But I did actually pick up an interesting series. It's called The Outsider.
That's
It's
not a
based
movie.
no, I
No,
know.
it's not.
Too damn bad. It is based on a novel by Stephen King, who does do movies.
Mostly
Starring
bad.
Ben Mendelsohn, who is in a lot of bad guy in a lot of movies. Rogue One, Captain Marvel, Ready Player One. Basically, it was directed by Jason Bateman. He also was in it. He plays an accused child killer who is like a baseball coach.
He's so adorable.
He was adorable, not in this.
Oh.
But it's only been a few episodes so far, but it's not what I thought it would be. It's definitely got a lot of...
Yeah, I've seen some promotional...
His best
anyway,
movie by far,
good.
Bad
and,
Words.
It's got like a 9 out of 10 on
that's so
IMDb.
good.
So good.
Bad Words was good.
That kid in it too, man.
Brilliant.
All right, and my final thing was a personal note. This weekend, there were 2 events put on by our friends at the Globe. One was a Jay and Silent Bob reboot with Kevin Smith actually in town for, which I couldn't get a ticket for. And the other one, the next night after that, was Kevin Smith's and my favorite Canadian teen drama, Degrassi.
Degrassi Jr.
Exactly. Basically, it's called Degrassi School's Out. It was the movie they made at the end of this series, the original cast.
Aw.
And yeah, the kids of Degrassi Street all
You must have been
graduated,
very disappointed.
spending their summer together before heading off in separate directions. There's like love, intrigue, there's infidelity, there's
All
drinking.
the important things of
and
a...
it comes to a head at the very end. Very dramatic, just what the whole series is all about.
You were in your glory.
That's right. And the 2 stars of it were in town.
I saw
who
you
I
got a
got
picture.
to meet.
Yeah.
Pat Mastroianni and Stacey Misselton. Hopefully I said them right. And they could not be nicer. I basically grew up with them because they're the same age as me. And it was a fun night. I enjoyed it.
That
Anyway,
sounds
that is all I got.
Right.
Well, we're going to end
on.
quick here with our RMM, and we're going to blast through these.
All right, let's
Merman's got to
blast.
get his stuff together.
Find the damn list now.
Yeah, this is our longest podcast.
It
We
is.
had
It's
so
getting
there's packed
longer.
full of Fun Kit number
All
7.
right, here we go. Rage Mondo Meh. We got Viola Davis,
Mondo.
Mondo.
Jim Gaffigan.
Mondo.
I'm a rage on that one.
What?
Woody Allen.
He's a Mondo for me. Even his last 5 are terrible. He's got a plethora of.
He's
Mondo.
just mad now because I
No.
can't get up for a Woody Allen movie anymore.
There's just maybe
Meh.
All right, then we got Michael Ironside.
Mondo.
Meh.
And the last one, I have no idea. It's Panos Cosmatos,
Oh, that's a Mondo.
director
beyond-
of
Oh, Mondo.
Mandy and Beyond the Black Moon.
Yes, Mondo.
Mondo.
All right, and then I've got the Fonda family. I've got Peter Fonda
Mondo.
Meh.
and Jane Fonda
Meh.
and their dad Henry Fonda
Mondo.
and the daughter Bridget Fonda.
I'm going Mondo.
I'm gonna go Mondo too.
And the last one is recently deceased Terry Jones.
Oh, Mondo.
Meh.
Love Terry Jones.
All right, and finally we got Selena Gomez,
Rage.
Rage, yeah.
Tyler Perry,
Rage.
Nick Nolte,
Meh.
Meh.
and this one I can't even pronounce, Maya Wasikowski.
Mia Wasikowski.
Sure, whatever, yeah.
I'm Mondoing her.
Okay.
And the last one is Mads Mikkelsen.
Oh, Mondo.
Mondo.
Alrighty,
Totally.
that's all we got
It's a
there.
great choice. Well, Mur and Bryce, thanks. This was a fun episode. We want to still thank our buddy Jeff from Alchemy Studios for supporting us and getting us to get to where we are today. And to all the ragers out there, thanks for listening. And we hope you enjoyed this week's episode. Look forward to checking us out next week, where we are going to talk about The Gentleman and the Turning.
Yes, we will.
Very excited. So thanks for showing up, and rage on.
Rage on.
Rage on.